Hi, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to troubleshoot our fuel pump and determine whether it's good or bad. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, and check me out on Instagram at Clara Garage. Let's get started. This is the left side of the bike, and behind this chrome cover is our fuel pump. So we're going to start by taking this chrome cover off to expose the pump so we can see a little bit better, and then we're going to troubleshoot a bad fuel pump. So I'm going to use just the tools that came with the bike. So I'm going to use the Phillips, and there's two Phillips screws down on the bottom, right here. So if you can see where my finger is, there's one right there, and then one awkwardly behind the choke. So we're going to remove those, and then that'll take this cover off. Alright, now that's the cover off. There should be a little piece of material that comes out, and there should be a little hook on your cover for it to hook onto. On this one it's broke, so we take that off. So we have our fuel filter and then our fuel pump. If you haven't changed your fuel filter in a long time, never a bad idea to change it. This is our fuel pump. It goes up, there's electrical connection right here under the tank. So you probably hear when you turn your key on, usually for a couple seconds you hear like a brrr, and that's the pump running. So this pump, we know it's bad, but we're going to show you what it does when we go to turn it on. Not sure if you can hear that on the camera or not, but it's just kind of whoop, whoop. Every time you turn the key on it should run for a few seconds. So we're going to pull the fuel lines off, and we're going to see if we can get it to run without anything on it, with no pressure, because sometimes when the pumps are bad, when you have the fuel system hooked up and you turn the key on, it won't run. Like sometimes it won't even make a noise. This time here it's making a little bit of a noise, but sometimes when they're dead, they won't even make a noise. And then sometimes when you take the fuel lines off, they're able to run without any pressure buildup on them, but the pump's still bad. So we'll see if this one does that. So if you have a pump that when you take the fuel lines off of it, it runs normal. When you put the fuel lines back on, it doesn't run. The problem is still your pump. It's not it's not something else. It's your pump that's bad. So we're going to pull these lines off. I'm just going to use the tools that came with the bike, because this is how you'd be doing it on the side of the road. There's one line, the clamp off, and then there's the other line. Now you're going to lose a little bit of gas here probably. Oh, nothing passed through, there's a little bit of gas there. Now let's try this key again, see if it actually runs. Yeah, it still doesn't want to go. So you hear it? That's the pump running. Oh. See if we get to go again. So that's what your pump should sound like when it's all connected. And then after a few seconds, it's normal for it to shut off. But this pump is obviously bad. So in this case, you have two options. Either you can replace the pump, or you can bypass the fuel pump completely, and that's going to be a separate video. So I'm going to make a couple videos on the fuel pump. So I'm going to make the video right now that we just troubleshot it, so we know this pump's bad, so we got to either replace this pump, or you're able to bypass the pump on these bikes since they're carbureted. If you're the carbureted version, you're able to just bypass it. And I'm going to do a roadside bypass on this, and I'm also going to do a permanent bypass on it. So look out for those videos too, but this video is just to help you troubleshoot your fuel pump. One thing I forgot to mention, when you're troubleshooting your fuel pump, you want to make sure that you have power going to your pump. So in our case, when we turned the key on, we could hear it try to do a pulse. We knew there was power going there. So if your pump wasn't trying to do anything, you would need an electrical meter to plug in, or even like a test light to plug into the connector to make sure it's lighting up and giving power to the pump. And if you don't have power to the pump, or if you don't have any of that stuff with you, but you can still visually check a fuse or try replacing the fuse. So I just took the bolt out of here, and then you jiggle this side cover off. So you get the cover off. And then right here is our fuse box. So right there's our fuse box. So we just grab it, push it on the sides and open it. And then inside it gives us a bit of a layout. So the 10 amp is your signal light, 15 amp is your ignition, and then the 20 amp is your headlight, 10 amp is the carburetor heater, and then you have a 10 amp for the backup. So you can check all your fuses and make sure that you have your fuel pump working. Your fuel pump's most likely on with the ignition, would be my guess. So you can pull the fuse out, check it, and make sure you have power. But if you're in here and you're not sure which one it is for sure, just pull them all out one at a time so you don't mix up the currents, and then you'll be good. And then you just close that up and slip your cover back on. And it just goes on. There's 2 rubbers that slip over a groove. And you have a bit of a locating pin here. And then you just screw it on. And there is information on the inside of your covers too, if you didn't know that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Clara Garage. Have a great day.